When people say, oh, that just triggered me, or I'm so triggered, or when they do this, or I hear that, or this thing happens, I get triggered. Well, a trigger is a trigger, is a trigger. It doesn't really matter what the event or the situation or the person or the thought that happened or occurred that got you triggered. What it is, it's why are you being triggered? When we're being triggered, what that actually is just a series of defense mechanisms that we have in place to resist the feeling of a feeling we don't want to feel, in a nutshell. So we're trying not to feel that feeling. So we will then play out a reaction. And that reaction could be thoughts, feelings, behaviors, and then we play it out. What we want to be able to do is respond in life. We don't want to be reactive, because when we're reacting, we're saying we're not in charge. We're not in control, we're unaware, and we're playing out an old pattern. When we are responsive, we will always do what is right and best for us, for ourselves. We will choose what's right. Sometimes it is just to walk away as opposed to exploding. Sometimes it's still saying the same thing but in a different way, so it gets heard better. So when we're responding, we are in charge. We're in control, not the reaction, not the emotion, not the situation or event or person that triggered us. We are. And so when we are in charge, we get to choose how we want to respond. And that response, as I said, will always be right for you. But the only way we can respond is by getting rid of what causes us to be triggered in the first place. And that trigger, as I said, is like a sequence of behaviors and thoughts and patterns that we do so we don't feel a particular feeling. So if you got rid of that negative feeling you don't want to feel, it will automatically undo all of those defense mechanisms that you use. So then what happens is you no longer get triggered, which puts you back in charge, not the person, situation or event or thought that was in charge prior to that. So have a think about, where you get triggered in life and what's actually going on. What are you really resisting? What is it about what the person does or says that you really don't like? What's it brought up in you? How did it make you feel? Because that will be the answer as to why you're being triggered. And when you can undo that, then you automatically undo the trigger. You're no longer reactive, and then you can choose how you want to respond to a situation. It puts you in charge, which I think is way better than being reactive.